Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to The Truth with B. Tatum. I know for a fact I look sleepy right now. Yeah, dang. Yeah, dang. See, the difference between me and other people, namely people who can wake up and put a little makeup on there. I'm ugly in the morning. I'm just ugly, all right? That I can't help myself. So bear with me. I'm just gonna look like this, okay? And then when I start waking up a little more, the little swelling gonna start going down. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me this morning. I really appreciate y'all. I don't know what everybody's doing on a Saturday. You know, literally for 6 years, I probably worked every Saturday. Maybe 1 year I didn't work on every Saturday when I was a police officer. So I don't know what goes on a Saturday morning. Now that I work and I have the weekends off, I literally sleep on Saturday morning because I don't sleep during the week. But anyway, I'm gonna let a few of y'all get on here before I tell you the surprise, before I give y'all the good news. And I'm gonna say a couple things before we start that. First of all, I was looking on social media this morning, and I happened to stumble across this individual whom I have zero respect for, named Shaun King. If anybody don't know who Shaun King is, can you get a photo ready for me? Yeah. Just a little Google photo. Yeah. If anybody don't know who Shaun King is, it's a white man who I think he's called transracial. He's a white man, and he say he's black. He has 2 biological white parents, and he literally lies to the world and say he's African-American so he can be a African-American activist. It's probably one of the dumbest people on planet Earth to me. And the frustration that I feel, I really wish I had an opportunity for me and him to be face-to-face somewhere, and I tell him exactly how I feel about him. I wonder how his reaction would be. Because you can only do so much typing on the internet. I wish that if I saw him in a professional setting or somewhere in a big-time stage, that I would tell him to his face that I think that he's a coward. And why are you acting like you're black when you're white? There's nothing wrong with being an activist, whether you're black or white. You can be an activist for whatever. But don't lie about who you are. I can be an activist for, I don't know, immigrants if I wanted to. I don't have to be an immigrant to do that. But I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't born in America. Stop being a phony fake. Hit me, Echo.
Boom.
This guy. Now,
he says he's black?
All you have to do is do a minimal search on Shaun King, and you will find, ladies and gentlemen, his birth certificate. Echo, if you go to that picture, it's to the far right, down one. It's got the birth certificate. It's him right there, if you click on that. So now you can argue whatever you want. I've seen that same birth certificate on multiple different things. I've seen it by itself. Somebody obviously doctored the picture and put his face in front of a picture that explains that he is a white man. His mom and dad are white people. If you just do a quick search on the internet, you see his family. I mean, you can look at him and tell that he is not 100% African-American to start with, or an American of African descent. The man looks white. You should see his kid pictures. See, what people do in order to look more, quote unquote, ethnic is they just get a line up. All he did was line his edge up. He just edged his hair up. Now, scroll down a little bit. They probably got pictures of him when he's a kid.
Yeah, here's a kid picture right here.
All right, so there you go. All you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, I just created something new. If you want to look more ethnic, no matter what you are, just do an edge up. Get you the straight line in the front. Get you the lines on the side. Cut it low. so people can't tell whether you have coarse hair or straight hair. Put that thing on there, maybe jazz it up a little bit, have a little swag, and now you look, quote unquote, ethnic. Look at this boy. Now, if somebody got evidence to prove that that is not a picture of him when he's a kid, then somebody let me know. But I have looked this up. I have heard people criticize him, and all I have seen was this fake, phony guy literally posing to be an African American. All right, come back to me, Echo. So somebody explain to me, him, and there was another lady whom I forget her name. You remember, Echo? She did the same thing. She was like the head of NAACP. She called herself transracial. Find out that she's white. Now, like I will say this again for those of you just joining. There is nothing wrong with being an activist for somebody or on behalf of somebody that you do not directly associate with. Like if I was black and I want to advocate for white people, or if somebody was white and they want to advocate for black people, there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't be fake. Don't try to be a black activist and say you black when you're not. Just keep it 100, people. Frustrates me to no end. Every time I see something pop up, now he blocked me from commenting on his page. Now I ain't never really just blasting him. Now I take that back. I did blast him on his page. That's probably why I got blocked. I forgot about that. I literally told him that he a wankster, pretty much on his page. And I said that he was white, and why did he have to try to act like he black? Why can't he just be him and just say, I love black people, so I'm gonna support them, but I'm actually white. And I can't find a record of him actually admitting that he lied. You know, it's just sad. You know, it's sad when you got a group of people who saying that they believe in a cause for minority people, and the leader of the minority groups are not even black. They're fake. I mean, that tells you how silly these people are, that they won't even call him out and say, look, bro, like, you got to come clean. You can still do what you do, but you need to come clean, bro. Don't be fake. I don't want fake people lead me anywhere. And I would never lead a person and be fake. What you see is what you get from me, good, bad, and ugly. If somebody came out with something and said, oh, Brandon did that, yeah, if I did, I did it. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't do it, I didn't do it. And that's the way people should operate. I don't know how we live in such a fake generation. And I'm going to tell you this. So on my Facebook, you know, I made a comment that Sean King is fake, and I like to, if I meet him face to face, I ain't saying I'm gonna put my hands on the man. I won't do that unless he necessitated. But I'm not gonna put my hands on nobody. I just would like to express to him face to face and see his reaction on why I think he fake. I'd rather do that than to send him a message on Facebook, because I think he a fake dude, and I don't like fake people. So, but you got people that want to come on Facebook and say stuff like, well, people have a lot to say about you. Well, I tell you what, I am open and welcoming to, if somebody ever see me in public and they want to have a conversation with me, I'll have a conversation with you. If you want to tell me what you feel, then tell me what you feel. Now, you can say whatever you want. Now, you understand that there will be a response. And I'm going to tell you how I feel about you. Now, if you want to have a cordial conversation, we can have a cordial conversation. I'm cool with that. If you want to get your chest pumped out, then you might not like what happened. So all I'm saying, and I'm just speaking to people on this post who may be watching the show right now, is that if you know, a lot of people from back home where I grew up at are what you call haters, right? There's a lot of people who support me, a lot of people who love me, but then you have haters. You have people who mad because I got off the Democratic plantation. Mad because I decided that I want to grow and be open-minded and love everybody. And when I see stuff being done wrong to black people, I say something. When I see stuff being done wrong to white people, I say something. When I see stuff done wrong to Hispanics, I'll say something. To any American, I'm going to say something. Now, I'm not just going to say I only care about black people stuff. If I see police officers getting unjustifiably accused of something, I'm going to say something. I don't care who you are. You don't have to like that. But I guarantee you, I'm going to keep it 100. And for all of you young brothers out there, or minorities in specific, I mean, you can even be a woman. When you take a stand and you say, I'm going to use my own mind. I don't care what you think I should be. I don't care what society thinks that I should be. I'm going to be who I am. My mama then raised me to be myself, not nobody else. It's hard being somebody else. I don't even know how to do that, but I bet it's hard. It's easy to be you. All you got to do is just wake up every morning and just do the things that you're passionate about in your heart. It's hard to be fake, trying to act like I support something I don't. I don't support that. I don't care if I'm the only person in the world. If I honestly have done my research and I feel strongly about something, unless you can convince me otherwise, I could be the only person in the world that believe it. I'm a hold true to what I believe. At one point, there was one man pretty much that thought the world was round, and everybody thought it was flat. Look who laughing now. Now, if he was Mr. Passive Aggressive or I want to go along to get along, he would have said the earth is flat, even though he knew it was round. And then what? Nobody would be talking about his legacy at this point. But the bottom line is that that's what you get from B. Tatum, is that I don't agree with what went on in the neighborhood that I grew up in. And I grew up, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was in the hood like my cousins and them were. I went here, we lived here, we went good neighborhood, we went bad neighborhood, we were everywhere. Oh, by and large, we had a good life. Now my family members, they didn't have it good like we did. My mom and them bought us all these nice clothes. We went to good schools. They bust their tail to make sure that we had stuff. To some of my family members, we were rich. We weren't nowhere near rich, but to them, we were rich. We were fancy. We went to nice schools. But we go to my cousin's house, and we in there. You know, the things that they did, we did. The places that they went, we went. If they decided that they were going to be Bloods and Crips, then what do we hanging with them? They decided they're going to roll blunts, what do? We were messing around with them. End up going to juvenile for a couple hours in the holding cell because we got caught up in a vacant house. I know what it is. I have a whole life story to tell. And I'm not trying to be like Omarosa, but I have a whole life story to tell, and I'm going to write it in a book eventually. And all the secrets and details will be in a book, but I don't want to expose all this stuff now because I need to be able to articulate it correctly because I don't want to hurt people's feelings in my family. But there's a lot of interesting stories that I have experiences with. And I went to Dunbar High School. And I stayed from my sophomore year to my senior year, I stayed right there in the hood. Went to school in the hood. And I seen a lot of stuff, and I've been through a lot of stuff in my life that made me change. That made me feel like this was normal to me until I went to college. I lived in an area probably 95% black people. Everything that happened in my life was from an Afrocentric perspective, from black perspective. We were the center. Black people were in my community, we were the center of the world. if we had issues, it was a world problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, we knew who was selling dope in the hood. Why nobody snitching? Why nobody telling? Why nobody trying to make the hood better? Why you not trying to get people off the streets? I had a teammate, he was a blood. He was legit. He was a real gangbanger. Like, he wasn't these gangbangers like you see on Facebook threatening people. He never said nothing. My first time I saw him go in was somebody said something to him. At our lunch break, we used to play football at our lunch break. We used to literally have football practice at lunch break. We literally put pads on it and hit and stuff at lunch break. That's how serious football was in Texas. So in our lunch break, I think he was at home. He came up to the school in his regular clothes. The dude that was talking noise to him, he walked up to him and said, "Man, you got to keep my name out your mouth." And then the fight was on. Now, I know a lot of people that went to school with me watching this. You know what I'm talking about, and you know who I'm talking about. He used to bring his revolver to practice every day, put it in the cubby. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't want no drama with homeboy, because he was about that life. Now, at my school, we had, if you were to be smart, and this wasn't just at Dunbar. And I'm not saying Dunbar was a terrible school overall. It was a lot of great things at Dunbar. There was a lot of humbling things and adversity that people overcame that made people great people. They had you could go on one side of the school and you got a great education. You go on the other side of the school and you literally, they just pass you. Tell me I ain't lying. Or tell me I'm lying. I said, tell me I ain't lying. But so I remember being in school and people would tell you, if you were smart, this is when I went to North Crowley too, because North Crowley was a very diverse school. Brand new school. It was only open for like 4 years when I was there my freshman year in high school. North Crowley, it happened there too. If you smart and you were articulate and you made good grades and you were a little nerdy because you cared about school more than you cared about sports, you would get clowned. Black people rip you. Oh, you trying to be white. Now, when I was young, that was normal. I used to tell other black people that. Oh, you trying to be white? Boy, look at him trying to be white. Boy, you just like a white boy. I used to say that stuff, man. It was normal. You playing football, basketball, you know, if you're trying to do something, man, for the most, by and large, the popular kids at the school, who were mostly African-American popular kids, you would get shunned. I remember my friend Chris, I'm not going to say his full name, at North Crowley. Chris' dad was strict, tuck his pants in when he come to school every day, was a Christian. Chris wasn't trying to have sex. Chris was a virgin. I believe he was. And his dad was strict. Man, we used to clown Chris. Ah, bro, you boring. Bro, you soft, man. Your dad too strict. Now I get to Dunbar. It's way rougher at Dunbar than it was at North Crowley. There's legit dice in the bathroom, rolling dice in the bathroom, pulling guns on each other in the parking lot. One guy, brother, just got out of prison. The other guy, brother, is driving through the parking lot, flashing money, stunting. What they got, flashing money out the window. We at high school, man. Why two grown people up at the school like this? Makes no sense. They almost hit cars because one dude flashing, the other dude come out. Just got out of prison. Pop the trunk on the other guy, pull a gun on him. We have an officer at the school. They don't care. Pull the gun on him. In the parking lot. They chase each other down the street. I remember we had 11 fights in one day. I had got suspended because some dude and my girlfriend got into a fight. She ended up beating the dude up. She called me crying like she got beat up. So I come up to the school because I'm bad, and I say, where he at? Fight a real man. This is the type of attitude that was promoted at the school I went to. Like, bro, if your girl have a fight with a dude and you don't stand up and do something, bro, you soft. You'll get clowned. So I pull up in my Mustang, run up into school, get suspended. The day I was suspended, they had 11 fights in the school. People literally come off the street into the school and fighting. It was so much drama. The day I came back, I still can smell pepper spray in the hallways. What they used to do at Dunbar is when you get into a big mosh pit type fight, because people used to just get all in, they just the police officers just spray the hallway with pepper spray, tear gas, whatever you want to call it. It's literally pepper spray. Spray the whole hallway. Everybody choking and having to go outside. Whole school. Then once it's settled, you still going through the hallway choking on pepper spray. Now, at the car wash, and I'm just gonna keep it 100. At the car wash, crackheads wash your car for a very cheap price. What messed me up, one time I went to the car wash and I saw a man smoke crack behind the car wash. And I said, I'd never go there again. I would never go there again. I couldn't, it literally almost made me cry when I looked at that man, because you never see them smoke crack. You just know they crackheads. And they got the little business going there. You pay them a little money. They do full detail on your car. Now, I don't know where they get the supplies at. They probably steal it. I don't know how they get the machine to work at the car wash and get it to spray when they probably ain't got that many coins. I don't know how they were doing it. But all I know is you give them $5, they'll do a full car. You give them like 10, I mean, you talking about wax and everything. And it was cool. Nobody said nothing, right? Police drive by there every day. They don't do nothing. Dope boys up there, when they go up there, you don't go up there. Why? You run into the dope boys up there and you looking wrong, or they might shoot you, jump you, and ain't nobody gonna snitch. So one day I went to the back, I went to pull it around to get my car out, and I see the man in the back just smoking that crack. And it broke my heart because I thought about him and I said, dang, man, that could be my family member. Why? Because I got tons of family members that's using drugs, that addicted. And that could have been my family member, man. And I said I'd never go back and be a part of that ever again. But drive through the hood. What you get? Bootleg stuff, shirts, DVDs, coming to the barbershop every day. You can get anything you want in the hood. Anything. Food stamps, anything. I'm telling you. And so that was normal to me. That was more what I liked. They had a place where you didn't even have to get carded. I heard about it. Young people used to come with their drinks. I heard about the place. They didn't even card you. You drive through the drive-through, and they'll give you, from what I heard, put alcohol in there, in a mixed drink, and then put it in there, and you'll drive out with it. Like, now I think about it, like, bro, you could go to jail for having an open container of alcohol in your car, and they wouldn't tell you that. Young people don't know that. These people selling them alcohol. They ain't card you. You go in there, you give them no money, they'll give you what you want. Okay. So you got that going on. That's normal to me. There ain't nothing wrong with none of that. If the police try to stop anybody that's doing any of this stuff, the police are wrong. In our opinion. I went to college and I saw something way different than that. Listen, I'm going to be honest. In the African-American community where I grew up at, black people and white people didn't get along like that. Black people did not, like honestly, we wouldn't even talk to white people in the hood I grew up in. Really, unless you were a teacher or something, there was no white people even in the community. And if you come in the community, you either a police or you getting sold drugs to. Black people didn't. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like, nah, we don't mess with white people like that. We had our own negative ideas about white people, and that's why it makes me crazy today when black people get mad at white people for them not liking black people. When black people didn't like white people where I grew up at, it was tension. Okay, I go to college, and it's nothing but white people. It's probably 30 of us, you know what I'm saying? The whole campus is nothing but white people. And to me, it was like, dang, like people nice to me, like nobody really got beef like that. You know what I mean? We like regular people. Some of my really good friends were white. And I'm like, dang, I didn't really think that black people and white people got along like this. And I started realizing that, you know what? Everybody actually the same, because there were white people, there were people from the Middle East, Hispanic, black people, mixed black people, you know, all kind of people. People didn't even speak English. They from foreign countries. Everybody, if you a certain way, you get along with everybody. And I started realizing that there ain't that much of a difference. Then why did I grow up thinking that it was a difference? Why did I grow up having beef and they were telling me that these people hate you? White people hate you. They can't wait to screw you over. Oh, when you get them police, they'll rough you up and do this to you and do that to you, because you black. I remember getting pulled over in high school and saying, "Oh, they pulled me over because I'm black." Everybody like, "Yeah, man," I'm like, and then I look back on it, I'm like, bro, it was totally legitimate why he pulled me over. Didn't even give me a ticket. He really wanted to screw me. He'd have gave me a ticket. Like, so it started opening up my understanding, and I started saying, you know what, man? I don't want to be like this. I want to be cool with everybody. Like, I started realizing there was things in back home where I grew up at that I didn't even like. Like, man, I don't like the way they think like that. I would never teach my kid to not be studious. Because what I was seeing was the black players, and it was maybe a few that would be really smart and go on and do stuff outside of football. But like most of us, we weren't thinking about nothing but football. You talking about college education? What? Just give me the grade so I can play football and make it to the league. That's probably 80% of us, 90% of us. But then I see some of my white friends on the team, and they like, no, I'm like getting my doctorate or something, and I got plans to do other stuff. And then when the smoke settles, you realize, man, we should have been thinking like that. I had a guy that played with us. He a doctor. He a dentist now. I go to his dentist office, get my teeth cleaned. A whole bunch of people. I'm like, what are they doing now? And what are we doing? Culture. Culture needs to change. That stuff started opening up my eyes. And now I'm like, you know what? I was lied to when I was younger. It is totally, we need to change these minority communities. We honestly need to grow up, wake up, and change. I realized that you don't need to be blaming the police, because we know who the drug dealers are. We know who the crackheads are. We know when our family get affected because somebody's selling them dope. But we don't tell nothing. We don't tell them. We don't tell anybody. We don't call the police. We don't do nothing. We let that stuff fester in our communities. And then we mad at the police when Ray shoots somebody and they can't catch him. And then we don't even snitch. We won't even tell. We'll watch another brother get gunned down right here in front of us. I ain't telling nobody. I ain't seen nothing, officer. Like, that's on us, man. That's on us. Why do we let that happen in our community? Why do we let people sell dope and not even say nothing? At the end of the day, man, my stepdad died from heroin overdose. I'll keep it 100. I remember the first time I saw him nod and I didn't know what it was. I thought he was really sleepy. Like, dang, why he that sleepy? He just driving, he falling asleep. Like, wake up, man, you all right? He was on a nod. Died. Overdose. Hurt my feelings. I was young. I didn't know what to think. I loved him. I loved him. To see him in the casket hurt me. I was too young to know any better. Now, all these people that get killed or lives destroyed every day from using heroin, where do you think they get it from? Heroin dealers. Or they making it themselves and using it, which is, I think, was what was his case. Where they getting it from? Why do people rob your house? Because they got an addiction. Well, who's supplying their addiction? The dope man. Well, wouldn't it behoove you to get that man out of your community so they can stop feeding that poison to your kids and your uncle them and your auntie, grandma, whoever? Now we mad at other people when we could put an end to that ourselves. We could say, look, you ain't selling dope in our community no more. You need to put the dope down or we gonna call in on your butt. Go get a real job. See, black people who worked hard, who were of the older generation, who worked for everything they had, who built communities of greatness and loyalty and family, when the dope dealers come in their community, they don't like it because the property value go down, crime rate go up, they hearing shooting and stuff going off every day, and they like, this ain't what we paid for 40 years ago when we didn't have nowhere to live. This is the only community that we could live in, and we made it great, and now y'all turn it up. They'll call in, but nowadays we don't even want to tell on our own boys. I had a guy I went to school with at North Crowley get killed by the police. Everybody knew he was selling pills in high school. Everybody know he was selling dope. Now he get busted for it and everybody want to act like they surprised. And then he try to run over a police officer and he gets shot. And now it's RIP. We should have said something to him way back then when he was young selling pills in high school. We wait till he get killed by the police and then want to cry about it. At what point do we take accountability for our own actions? It tells you that these people in this community and this culture is broken because if a young man like me be successful at all and I don't play the game, I'm kicked out of the community. Now, two things that happen when a brother get enlightened or he becomes successful and they kick him out of the community. This is what happened. If they ain't doing nothing in the community, what does that tell young people? That success ain't your friend. That if you think outside of the box, you a traitor. There's a lot of young brothers that want to get out of there. There's a lot of young brothers that don't want to live the status quo. There's a lot of young brothers that don't want to live being a victim the rest of their life, that don't go to the store crying every time somebody follow them around the store. I don't care if you follow me. I just won't shop at your store if you harass me. I go shop at somebody else's store. And you lose business, not me. If I have a problem with what you're doing, I'm going to talk to your manager. If both of y'all don't respect who I am as a person, I just shop at another store. Your loss, not mine. I'm the customer here. I'm the one helping you put money in your pocket. If you want to be that way, then I'm just going to tell other people that I know that store is not pro-African-American or not pro-minority or not pro-white. Don't go to that store. Don't shop there. You get bad referrals. People don't shop at your store. You lose money. Not me. I don't have the overhead. You do. I could go next door. So a lot of young brothers want to get out of that mentality of being victims. Get pulled over by the police, just accept it. You ain't no victim. Let me teach you how to complain if they do something they ain't supposed to do. Let me show you how to complain. Let me show you your rights, what you can and cannot say, what the police can and cannot do. Instead of us doing that, a lot of brothers want you to do that with them. Oh, but when they say, I want to partner with the police department. Oh, man, you a traitor, bro. You ain't. So I ain't beat that dead horse enough. I got on that because it frustrates me when I see people that I went to school with have the audacity. And let me tell you how this works, and then we're going to move on. When I was in high school, I was very different than how I am today. God had to save me to make me peaceful and calm and cool and collected. God did that. Nobody else did that. I had a fiery attitude. You say something to me sideways, it's on. I did not take disrespect very lightly. A lot of people in high school didn't want to see me. And I wasn't really trying to be mean. It's just that I had a bad attitude, man. I would get offended real easy. You say something crazy to me, we can go to blows. I didn't care. I had a rage attitude, and a lot of people knew that, and they didn't want to see me. And it bothers me now that we're grown. I'm not even on that level. I done got saved, man. I'm trying to live for Christ. I'm trying to do the right thing. I got my attitude is good. And to see people who I know softer than a bag of tissue paper come on my page and want to talk tough. When we were in high school, I felt bad for them because they weren't really tough. And people used to pick on them. And they wouldn't go to blows with nobody. They too scary. And I don't want to say their name. They know who they are. And they weren't living that life. They weren't about that life. And then they get grown and they come on to Facebook and they want to talk trash to me. That to me, it bothers me because why do people have to be fake? Just keep it 100. I don't want to go to jail for fighting nobody but if I have to, I will, obviously. But I don't want to go to jail for fighting nobody. I'm a grown man. I ain't got time to be going to jail. But why then do people feel the need to challenge other people and they know they soft? Now, if there's certain people that if they challenge me, I believe them. Like, you know what? If I go home, like, I got to watch out for that guy. I have not one time seen somebody on my page that I have any respect for. They know that if I came home, they won't say nothing to me. They're not going to confront me unless it's 50 or 60 of them. One-on-one, they'll never confront me. I'm just sharing that a little bit. That just kind of bothered me a little bit. I hate that people got to be fake. Just keep it 100, man. You know who you are. You're probably watching this right now. You know you ain't got no hands, and just stop it. You know, at the end of the day, we should be working together. At the end of the day, we should use what we've learned and give back. Because none of y'all doing nothing. I ain't seen no video. I ain't seen no charity work. Y'all on my Facebook ain't seen you doing nothing. How about you put your false bravado down, because you ain't about that life, and try to work with somebody who got some influence and make something happen. Because if you had some common sense, you could come on with me. We can go back to Fort Worth. We can go back to Dunbar, put together a seminar and teach these young people how to overcome adversity. Teach these young people that they can get out of this situation, that they don't have to be limited to what somebody tell them that they are or that they are not. That's what we should be doing. We should be working with local law enforcement and trying to weed out some of these drug dealers that's in the community that's harassing and abusing people. We need to go and clean the car wash up. I guarantee you, I ain't been home I've been home sparingly for the last 12 years. But man, I ain't consistently been home longer than maybe a month in the last 8 years. I bet you $1 million I go to that car wash right now and the crackhead's still out there. And the same people on my Facebook talking all this crap, go out there to the car wash and get them people off them drugs. Go and help them. Give them another way. Facilitate something positive in the community. I want to go back and do it, but I don't want to be fooling with nobody stupid. They don't want to get nothing done, man. This is the problem with some of these communities, that at what point are we going to get something done, man, as a people? I honestly believe that there's a lot of white people that want to help in these black communities. But when you just throwing shade on white people all day, who want to help you? I know people that own private jets, that if we link together and I told them, look, I'm passionate about this mission. They white, passionate about this mission. Can you help us? They'll help and facilitate money. But when you walking around saying you owe me restitution, your people slaved my people, white privilege, why would somebody want to help your sorry self? Okay, I'm going to get off that subject. We just got a little bit of time left. I was supposed to talk about something special. And so if you missed it, if you got off too early, you might miss it. But you'll go back and look at it. I may make a commercial about it anyway. So I want to do two things, two very important things that have been literally a passion of mine in my heart. One being more recently, the other one have been a passion of mine for a long time at this point. And I've just been blessed to be able to produce it. So I'll tell you when to go, Echo, but I want to just preface it real quick. So the surprise, the anticipation is that people have been saying, Tatum, you know, run for office, Tatum do this, Tatum do that. And I think there's a solid group of people who support this channel, who support what I do, who support the mission, who support common sense in general. And a lot of people have asked me, you know, hey, I would like a shirt. I like something that says this. So here you go. We have made it happen. Now, here's the thing. I've only made 300. And the reason why I made 300, because I know a lot more people want to get these shirts from this brand. But I made 300 because in my mind, I envision this war, right? And it may not be a physical war at this point, but it's a psychological war. And there ain't a lot of us, right? There ain't a lot of people with common sense. Today, it should be called rare sense. And it's only a few people that got the heart to stand in the gap, to fight a whole bunch of nonsense. And you don't need a lot of people to do this. You only need a few loyal people to say, I am dedicated to the victory. And if you ever seen the movie 300, because some of y'all would identify with the movie 300, is that they had 300 men. And when they got into that corridor, they could knock off thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. But they had a mission and a plan and a path that they were involved in, that they were solid in, and they were able to conquer a lot of stuff. And I honestly want the first wave of shirts, because I'll show you on the thing, that I want the most dedicated 300 people to get a shirt, to wear the brand, and for us to stand up together. Because I'm going to go and I still have to buy a few of mine, but I'm going to go on and buy a few of myself because I want to wear it to show solidarity in a mission and a cause. And I really want us to stick together as people with common sense and to honestly affect change in the world through media, through people on boots on the ground type mentality. Because it's not just about politics. It's about life. It's about having a country and a nation that functions through unity, not us being divided. And so, Echo hit me. I want y'all to see just the very first line of creation, and it's just hashtag Team Tatum. For all the people who supported me, we have come up with is a group of people that have been kind of the core of designing and figuring out what exactly we want to do. So the shirt on the front says Team Tatum. On the back, it says, you know, it has the logo and it says 300. And literally, we have the long sleeves. Just click on the long sleeves. The long sleeves, we have the women's shirts, because I know a lot of women like, do we have the women? Because we have the V-neck female cut shirts. We have the sweater, which is to the right. The hoodie, you could call it. And then we just created the tank tops for the female and for the male. And then we also have the sticker. So I really want to, and obviously it's 300 of the totality of items. So you can pick either one you want. You can pick multiple of them if you want to, or you can get somebody else some, because I had somebody earlier, some people couldn't purchase it because of the holidays, and they got somebody else one and sent it to them. But I really, really appreciate it. I want you guys to go on right after the broadcast and to get you one of those shirts if you support the mission. And I honestly believe that all the people who join, or all the people who get some apparel out of this first batch of 300, I want you to contact me when you get it, because I want to be in communication with you. And not saying that if you can't get it this time that we won't have other opportunities, but it's just this first 300 is special to me. This is the first time that I've ever had anything with my name on it or any mission statement that was created by myself. And I really want the people who initiate to support. So enough of that. I appreciate you. If it's not you, then it's okay. Maybe the next time some stuff can go out. But here's another thing that I've been extremely passionate about, because I've been reading this book, and we talked about it yesterday. I did an interview with Corey Lewandowski and David Bossie, who were both working on the campaign for Donald Trump when he was just Donald Trump, the candidate. And they did a wonderful job at promoting and producing quality stuff that then inevitably led to Donald Trump becoming the president of the United States. Those two men wrote a book about Donald Trump, about the campaign, about the background, the inside scoop. And this is the book. And literally, this will probably, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is probably the first book that I have ever read from front to back, every word. Even when I was in college, man, I ain't read them books. I skimmed through them books. None of them really made me feel like it was necessary for me to waste my time reading that entire book. But this book is worth the read, because a lot of what I wanted to know, like, well, how was Trump? Well, what was his demeanor? What was it like at the low point, the high point? You know, what kind of stuff went on, like, behind the scenes that nobody knows about? Nobody knows. They were right there. What is his outreach like? You know, what kind of, what you know, some of the stuff that they were talking about is Donald Trump being superstitious. Like, I didn't know that. About how he was consistent. He valued loyalty. About how on election day, he's calling. Normally, candidates don't call radio stations and try to promote. They have somebody call for them, and then they'll promote and say, hey, you know, I have Donald Trump on. Donald Trump called him himself. Like, look, I'm Donald Trump. And in the book, it says people didn't even believe him. They hung up on him. Like, you ain't Donald Trump. Quit lying. He put in the work. That's why he became successful. It wasn't just because he got the neo-Nazis or something stupid that people try to tell you. Hey, he outworked Hillary Clinton. He outworked all the Republicans as well. Put in the work. That's why the man is successful. But in his book, you can read about all the background stuff about the campaign as well. And what it does is it humanizes everybody. Corey, David, everybody. It humanizes them. Where they're not just talking heads on CNN or talking heads on Fox News. They're really people. And it does a really good job. So without further ado, let me tell you where you can get the book at. The book is only available on patriotdepot.com. It is only available on patriotdepot.com. And a beauty of it, and when I was interviewing him, I should have had him sign my book. But the beauty of this book is that it is autographed by Corey and David. Personally, they autographed all these books. The books are only available patriotdepot.com because it literally sold out everywhere. This was the last book at Walmart where I live at. Last book, boom, gone. Nobody else got it. Thank God we were able to get this last one. But it's sold out because it's a wonderful book. And I mean, I think it's selling out speaks for itself. Don't believe me, just go buy the book and read it. So we really appreciate you guys coming on today. I think it's we're gonna wrap it up real quick.
And
I want to take a quick second.
Knows, the links to all that, the link of the book is in the description of both YouTube and Facebook. And then the links to the shirts I spammed in both Facebook and YouTube. So the comment section, look there. You'll see, just scroll through a little bit. You'll see a bunch of links to the t-shirts. It's teespring.com/Team Tatum 2024.
Awesome. Thanks, Echo. Hey, I want to spend this last 10 minutes or so just answering questions, because we were supposed to do a question and answer session, but
Brandon couldn't stop talking.
I can't stop. When my passion hit, I start rolling. All right, just roll with me. That's all you gotta do. Don't worry about it. Just roll with me. Just get in the car and roll. Trust me, we gonna land at a safe space. Not for people who disagree with me, but for us, we'll land in a good spot. So I'm just gonna leave it open for people who want to ask me questions. I'm talking about any question you want to ask me, I will answer them. Now, if you were watching the show yesterday, there's a way you need to do it. Please, by all means, you need to signature the question so I know it's a question and not just a comment. So everybody know what the 100 signal look like, or the 100 emoji. Just put 300s put the question and put 300s after it so I can see it and I'll answer questions. So let me go back to the thing so I can see what y'all are saying.
I'll keep an eye on YouTube if you're on Facebook.
Okay.
If I get anything there.
So again, I really appreciate all of what you guys have done for us, all the things that just the viewership. I mean, you guys are just killing it, sharing. I mean, some of y'all are literally here every day. Every day we had a show, you were here commenting. And you know, one of these days I'm gonna really do something special for people who have been just consistent. People have been consistently supporting us without fail. I mean, they have other stuff to do and they on the show sharing. I mean, that is invaluable. And I know who you are because I see you all the time. Just constantly, you know, sending messages and being supportive. And that's not a dig on people who don't have the time to do that every day. But I just really want to acknowledge those and thank you for being consistent and communicating, because you have really just helped us out a lot by keeping the lines of communication flowing, by being a support system. Even when the trolls get on here and start talking, you guys, I don't even have to look at them because you guys are on there giving good knowledge to some of these people who are illogical and probably misinformed. So as I wait for questions to come in.
I got a kind of interesting one, I think.
All right, hit me.
This is probably like a guess on your part, but do most other officers in private think in the same way you do? So do you think that other police officers think similarly to you?
Oh, I do. We talk about this stuff all the time. Like, officers in private are honestly concerned about this race relations in America. Like, I don't have to worry about some of this stuff because I get into a confrontation with a minority. It'll never make the news, good, bad, or ugly. Some of my coworkers that I worked with, man, it was literally a fear. Like, you go out and do your job, but at the end of the day, you like, man, you know, this stuff needs to stop, man. We can't even do our job without somebody trying to race bait. You know, it's frustrating in law enforcement. And the fact that it didn't affect me as much because I'm a minority and it affected my brothers and sisters on the other side because they were not minority, it made me just as mad. I would go on calls and people, first thing they'll say, and see, I used to have to be the black person whisperer, like literally, because I go on a call and black people just, not all, it probably was 50-50 almost, but black people act a fool. Calling the white officer racist, calling them crackers and all kind of stuff. And I'm there like, hold on, watch out. Bro, what are you talking about? Like, I had to check him for a minute. Like, the same thing you saying to this officer is what you don't want the officer doing to you. Because they won't listen to him because he white. They might listen to me because they know, I know your game. I know the cards that you playing. I've been there, done that. So I'm going to shoot you straight. It's sad that it had to be that way in a lot of occasions, but what happened when I'm not there? These people just acting a fool, man. And there was African-American people that was very generous and nice and respectful. And it's like how do we all grow up as African-American people in this country and you got one side that's just crazy? I'm talking about from people who are successful all the way down to poor people who are just crazy. Everything is racist, everything. And then you have the same group of people, rich to poor, who are reasonable with law enforcement, who have even had bad run-ins with police officers. And like, I'm smart enough to know it's not all of y'all. It's just, that was one of the things that shocked me. And anybody else? I don't know why I'm not getting anything on.
I don't know, but I have one that I thought was I feel like you'll have a field day with.
What is it?
This one's interesting. So this guy asks, wait, let me make sure I get it right.
Oh, now I see him.
Okay. Yeah, so he asks, which I think is an incorrect statement, why are you trying to make a living off of selling stuff and not in public service anymore?
Oh, I would love to answer that question, and I'm going to be respectful.
Yeah.
All right, listen. I don't make a living off of selling stuff.
No, he does not.
That's
not how we get our money, guys. That's
we
not, we get paid for doing this, for talking to you, for spreading a message, for getting the message out there. That's what we get paid to do. We don't get paid to sell stuff.
Right. I don't even know how to entertain that, because I think that you're comparing apples to oranges. Why are you not in public service? Brother, at what point in life do you take an opportunity to do greater things? I couldn't even speak up for police officers while I was a police officer. Now I can. I couldn't advocate for law enforcement the way I do now, because I get fired if I talked about the chief the way I do now. I tell the truth. Now people know the truth in the back. Now, when officers come to me and they say, B, this is going on or this is going on, I could talk about race. I could talk about whatever I want to talk about now that I have a platform. See, in life, what you have to realize is that when you have a gift, you have to move forward. You can't just stay a police officer for the rest of your life if that's not your calling. Being a police officer to me got me to a point where I can do something greater. And by all means, it was a wonderful thing serving the public, but I want to serve the public in a different way now, because I can do more things. I have flexibility to do a lot of different things. And I only been doing this for a month. So hopefully this becomes a longer career and I can develop and make things to where I can do more public service on a mass scale. I can only do so much working in Tucson, Arizona in Team 2 on the west side. There's only so many people I could talk to and touch and reach in one community. I can go all over the world talking and advocating for law enforcement, advocating for things to change. I could run for office. Maybe in the political realm, I could get some stuff done through common sense and maybe encourage other young people to be this way. How much recruiting can I do in Tucson? Imagine the recruiting efforts that we could do when I can go around the whole country, when I can give police officers a voice. So that's pretty much short and sweet how I do it. And if anybody's to think that you make money off of apparel, then not only are you stupid, then you ain't never owned a business or did anything business related. Mm-hmm. If I made money off apparel, I'd be homeless.
Yeah.
So
you got that right.
But the problem is, this is the thing that makes me upset when I see people that try to target me or anybody of that nature like that, is that you would have a problem with supporting somebody that you watch, but you don't have a problem supporting people that don't give a darn about you. You'll go in a minute and buy somebody's book, but you won't buy Corey and them book. I didn't make this book. I'm not gonna make money off of this book. I just believe in this book. That's why I'm promoting. I ain't never promote no book. I don't even read books like that.
Truth.
I promote this because I love it, and I met these guys, and they're good guys. Now, if you want to go buy Hillary Clinton book, then go buy Hillary Clinton book. That's on you. You can do whatever you want to do. And the same people that say, well, I don't want to buy, then don't buy it then. Don't support the channel. You don't have to donate. I'm not making you do nothing. If you don't like what I say, then you don't have to watch the channel. There's 400 other people that's probably doing the same thing I'm doing. Go watch their channel. Go to Walmart and buy a t-shirt from Walmart. I guarantee you ain't going to be able to customize it. I guarantee you it ain't the best quality that money can buy just about. You're going to get low budget stuff. They don't care about you. How many people will customize a shirt for you? They won't. And my thing is that I find people do it all the time. They go on, they subscribe, and they support people that don't even care about them. You go and buy CDs for your artists, and they talking crazy about you. Artists don't even care about you. I bet $1 million that guy right there ain't gonna say that. I don't know, but he probably went and bought Kendrick Lamar CD. Kendrick Lamar, literally, I like that one song, but literally he disrespected half of America in a skit that he did. You know, you got artists like Eminem, people going out and buying his CD, and then he turn around and say, F you if you voted for Donald Trump. That's all I'm saying. So why wouldn't you support somebody that you care about? Why wouldn't you support the effort moving forward? If you don't want to, that's fine. I don't support you either.
Yeah.
So
and I'm seeing more from the same guy, from other people. You're claiming we're making commission off of their book and all this other stuff. That you're actually incorrect. I promise you. I would put my right hand on a Bible, and swear that we're not making commission off this book, that we're not making commission off of any of the stuff we're selling on Patriot Depot. Now, the Team Tatum stuff, yeah, sure. Brandon himself, right, working with some people that he knows, made those shirts because you guys, the viewers, have been asking for Tatum t-shirts for a long time. He's doing it for you guys. And you know what? Yeah, he's going to make money on those. You know what he's going to do with that money? He's going to invest into what we're doing, into his mission, into his work to spread the news that he believes in. Like,
right. And I think most people with common sense know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, because you can look at anybody you support, like guys that I like, Crowder, and some of those guys. What?
Yeah.
Crowder has mugs.
Yeah, the way he makes money is say, hey, subscribe to my show.
Yeah.
Is that bad? No. You need to make money. You expect us or anybody to do all this stuff for free. You just want if you want this for free, do it yourself. Go do this yourself. Make your own show. Yeah. And then blow us out of the water and don't make any money on it. And tell me how that goes.
Yeah, I think that this is that's why, people like that, I don't even give them any attention, because most people that have common sense know that at some point you got to make somewhat of a living. Am I driving a Bentley? Even if I did make shirts and make money on it, am I driving a Bentley around and treating you? No, it's not. At the end of the day, you go to Chevron and you buy gas. Somebody is making money off of gas. You go buy soap. Somebody is providing you soap. Like, at what point do you think people don't make money off of? Like, you don't never have to buy any of my apparel or anything. You don't have to buy nothing. All of this stuff that we make, we don't have to buy nothing. That's on you. But you're gonna put money in somebody else's pocket because you're gonna go buy gas, you're gonna go buy soap from somebody, you're gonna go to a grocery store, they're gonna give you a tax, all this other stuff that you're gonna spend throughout the entire day. You're gonna go buy a TV from Samsung or somebody, and they're gonna make $1,000 hit off of you. Like, some of these things that you're gonna buy clothes anyway, so why not buy good quality stuff? But most people that follow us know they got common sense, man. Like, people that I love and I support them, man. I don't care if they making money. I want to put money in their pocket. I want to help them. All of the people I follow, I want to help them. I'll buy their book. Okay, I make money off of the book. We spend money on the book. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my $30-some back. People. All right. Next question.
Well.
Let's see.
We could do another question, but it's already been over an hour.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to find you questions. It's only a few people actually do what I told them to do.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't hear me before. Yeah, man.
Ooh, this is an interesting one. It's more like
somebody said I got fired from the police department. I don't know. That's people just stupid.
That's untrue.
No, I mean, maybe they think I did. I don't know if they think the guy fired me or not. But I totally resigned because I had a better opportunity. So why not?
Everybody's aware. He did not get fired.
And nobody know. See, people that watch me, that know me, they watch all the stuff.
Yeah.
They watch most of the stuff, so they know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess the person saying his name is Dante. Who is Dante?
I appreciate you guys saying, "Hey, I really want a shirt, but I can't buy it." Hey, it's okay. Like, don't feel bad. We appreciate you watching. I see a lot of those comments, and also, let me just say, well, actually, I mean, I'm guessing in the future, I'm sure we're gonna do, I'm not promising timelines, but I'm sure we'll do giveaways where we're gonna give away some stuff, and you guys will be able to get some stuff from us. We really do want to do that. We've talked about it a bit.
We gonna do it big, man.
Oh, yeah.
Look, the people that support us, I guarantee you, we're gonna do stuff for you. We're gonna help. We're gonna make things happen for you. I told anybody that know me know that I'm not big on making a profit over doing positive things for other people. I literally was a police officer and made crumbs, and I served people with my life. That mentality don't change. Of course, you got to feed yourself, but at the end of the day, man, I'd rather for people that support us to have nice things and for us to give people away. If I can give away stuff, I will give it away. A lot of people that live in Arizona, we're going to have a meet and greet, and we're going to have a good time. And for all these haters, man, they can keep hating, man. They hated on Jesus. and I'm not shocked. But like, we got another person on here, and I'm not gonna give him too much credence, but a person named Dante.
Yeah, it's the same guy who's saying the same stuff about
on
us
YouTube
selling stuff.
Oh, so Dante, I just want to address this because obviously I don't understand. If Dante saw me face to face, maybe he will understand where I'm coming from instead of internet trolling. The people that I'm talking to, what he says, the people that follow you or watch your show is not the people you need to reach. Now, just say I didn't talk to nobody that follow me. What benefit, like, what am I going to accomplish? The people that follow the show follow the movement, which then enact change in the world. I'm not here to just pander to black people. I'm not here to just pander to minorities. Everybody needs something. And we all are in this together. I can't be in North Carolina, South Carolina. I can't be in Florida right now. I can't be in California, Washington, Texas. I can't do that. So the people that follow the show, I'm hoping becomes empowered to enact change where they're at. And people like Dante, who talk a lot but don't do nothing. Instead of Dante telling me that people that follow my show are not people, you watching my show? So are you not impacted by the show? Well, how about you listen to what I'm saying instead of following the Democratic plantation and do something about it? Show me a program that you have, Dante, that's affecting change in your community, and I'll promote it on the show. Show me something that's affecting change in your community. I'll join you. I'll join forces with you. But if you ain't doing nothing, then why are you talking? That's all I got to say. I really want to get a couple more questions in, and then we're going to bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Oh, I saw a couple on YouTube, I think. Let me see.
Let's see.
The ones that I was seeing from Dante were all on Facebook. I was looking at both.
Somebody asked me, Joe did the proper tagging, said, what is your opinion on Obama's last 4 years when it comes to black and white race relations? Very simple and plain. I think he destroyed race relations in America in the last 4 years. Literally destroyed race relations in America. And as a police officer under his term, his last term, a little bit of his first term, but I honestly I can see the difference in the way people treat police officers, let alone white police officers. I mean, the drama began with him in Ferguson. When you have a president, and not even just in Ferguson, it began with Trayvon Martin. When you have a president that say Trayvon could have been my son, just the disingenuous nature about what he was doing just started causing people to be divided. I mean, he could have said Trayvon could have been anybody's son. He shouldn't have said it could have been his son because he's lying. His son would never even be in that neighborhood. His son would not be trying to get lean from the grocery store. His son would have never been approached by somebody because he probably had Secret Service around his son. So that could not have been your son. Don't lie to people and try to race bait. So he destroyed race relations almost single-handedly. The man did a poor job. And I honestly think Donald Trump is trying to recover it. If you just give a man a chance, maybe we can do something about it. Okay.
I saw one on YouTube that says, let me go back up to it.
You miss it?
No, here it is. Oh, yeah. This one's a little bit more fun. You said you used to listen to rap music, but you don't now because of, like, the general message. So what/who do you listen to now?
Now, so I got to talk about it. It came in like 3 phases, right? So the phase before I got saved was that I listened to hardcore gangster rap. I got Young Savage tattooed on my stomach right here. I got tats all over my arm and legs. So, or leg, not legs, plural. But so I used to listen to hardcore rap, and it literally had my mind to where that's probably why my attitude is bad. Because Boosie and Webby and Young Jeezy and all them used to had my mind where you run up on me, then it's going to be on, that kind of whole mentality. And so when I got to college or when I got saved, it changed. I literally got rid of all rap. I would not listen to anything that wasn't gospel. And I started listening to gospel rap. That was what replaced rap. I didn't listen to R&B or nothing for like several years. And then I started realizing, like, let me evaluate whether or not R&B is wrong, because I'm like literally missing love as an emotion, because I ain't falling in love listening to Jesus, listening to hymns. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what, maybe I should incorporate R&B, but make sure the message is not something of being, you know, fornicating and all this other stuff, but maybe just love and the principle. I started listening to that. More recently, I started incorporating that, but then I started saying, okay, let me evaluate what hip hop music is acceptable to me. And I don't want to shun it all, because even though some of it may have curse words in it, is the message something that I can relate to? Now, my son, he can't listen to nothing that has cursing in it. Now, even if it was a rap song, it has to be edited. My son will never listen to that stuff while you in my house. Wherever you go, you can listen to whatever you want. I don't want that poisonous stuff in his mind. I want him to have a clear mind. When he's grown, he can do whatever he wants to do. But so now, I guess to make a long story short, now I just really pick and choose what artists I listen to. Like that one song from Kendrick Lamar I liked. So mostly I listen to gospel music. Lately I've been listening to a lot of R&B music that's related to love. Because to be honest, if anybody on here that's single, you know, you want to be in love at one point. You want to have a family, you want to be in love, you want stuff that everybody else seem to have. So listening to music like that kind of get me motivated to say, you know what, it's okay to love people and do that stuff again. So I think that's kind of what I'm listening to. Hopefully I answer your question.
All right. This one's probably really simple. My boy Luciano on YouTube. I see you here all the time. Thanks for asking, buddy. He asks thoughts on affirmative action.
I think that affirmative action nowadays, at some point, we're gonna have to do away with affirmative action. I don't like. It was necessary in the past. You have African American people who couldn't even vote. They couldn't even have nowhere near the same opportunities as other people in this country. So at some point, when the veil was released, when black people had the freedom to do certain things, now when they have been stifled for so many years, you have to try to give them an accelerated start. So African Americans who was in situations where they couldn't go to college or they had failing schools, giving them opportunities to then get to a point where they can be college can be equally available percentage wise to African Americans as they were to other races in this country. Now, in 2017, I honestly find it being counterproductive, because at some point, people are going to have to take accountability for their own actions. Because if you don't, and you just keep saying, because you black, you get free stuff, or a company needs to hire this many black people, like, then what you end up doing is that you make it less competitive, because now you can be mediocre and you can make it in somewhere because you're black, when we should be teaching people to be excellent, to not only be better than every black person that's applying, be better than every white person, Hispanic person, foreign person, whatever. You need to be the best applicant, period. And I honestly think that jobs and corporations should remove race from anything that they evaluate. If you fill out an application, you don't need to put your race on the application. You need to put your credentials. Now, right now, will we end it simultaneously? No, I think that we should phase out of it. This is the time where we need to start phasing out of it. This is the time where we need to start saying, employers, you have no idea what a person's race is. Scholarships, no race. What are you doing? What community service have you been doing? What are your grade point averages? Are you the top of your class? Are you not? Evaluate that. This is the standard for policing. If you don't meet the standard, you don't become a police officer. Male, female, or black, white, whatever you want to say. There shouldn't be, let's go out and recruit more black people. It's like, make it available. I think we should do a recruiting effort, but don't take the test score down because you want to get more minority people, because some of the minorities can't pass the test. Do more education, but don't minimize the test. Don't go out and overlook a qualified person for another person because they're a minority. Don't do that. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're looking for more women. I don't care if you're looking for more men. Have a standard. And if you either meet the standard or not. And then we can work from there. If we find a group of people who just can't meet the standard, then we can hold some type of educational principles. Like if women cannot pass the PT because women just biologically are not as fast or strong as men generally, if they can't pass the PT, then what we can do is start holding PT courses where people train people to become better at the PT to pass the PT score. And that goes for men who are not good at PT as well. If you're overweight or you can't run a mile and a half at a certain speed, then we can have training to assist you, but we're not going to change the constant to fit people's needs just because we need a minority or just because we need a woman or just because we need more male representation. I wouldn't say do that in anything that's primarily female, anything that's primary minority. Have a standard. You either meet the standard or not. And if you find that people aren't meeting the standard, reach out to them and help them become up to par. That's what we should do.
Do you want to do one more? Really simple one. We can answer this one in 2 seconds.
I can't answer in 2 seconds.
No, trust me. This is just funny. Do you think white privilege is real?
That's not a 2-second answer. This is what I would say about white privilege. I think white privilege is no different than black privilege, no different than tall privilege, no different than rich privilege. It is a privilege that people have, and it's not in a totality changing the world somehow. There are situations that if you're white, you get a benefit in. There are situations that if you're black, you get a benefit in. Mm-hmm. There are situations if you're handsome, you get a benefit in. There are situations if you're affluent, you get benefit in. Or if your daddy name is so-and-so, you get a benefit in. I don't think that I would be lying to say that there is no privilege for certain sects and groups. But some people want to say that every white person have that privilege, and I think that that's absolutely false. Yeah. Some white people have white privilege. Some white people don't. Some black people have black privilege. Some black people do not. Some people can get away with getting stuff because they look good. All you got to do is look at CNN and MSNBC. Then so many people don't know what they're talking about. Look at Fox. So many people don't know what they're talking about. They just look good. They can read a teleprompter and they're beautiful or handsome. Not everybody get that benefit. I'll say this, and I'll keep it real short, less than 30 seconds. If you were to say that all white people experience white privilege, then you have to say that all black people are criminals. You have to say it. There is no absolute. There is no absolute. Just because you feel that a lot of white people get privilege, don't mean that every white person get privilege. If you say that a lot of black people commit crimes, which statistically we do, for some odd reason, we are disproportionately committing crimes in this country more than any other race, you can't say all black people have the propensity to commit crimes. You cannot say that. So in order to make an intelligent argument, you have to look at every individual situation and say, did this person get this job because they worked hard, or did they get it because they're white? Every situation has to be evaluated on principle. All right, I think that was good enough. There's one person that said, am I going to run for office? I really don't know. I want to, but the presidency, for me to run for the office of president in 2024 is a long way from that. I don't know what'll happen. I don't know where it could end. So I don't know. But I tell you what, Donald Trump inspired me to understand that I can make a difference. If I got a complaint and I think that the country is being run incorrectly, I can actually give it a try and see if I can make it better instead of complaining and never doing nothing about it. Donald Trump said he would run for president, for the presidency, if he feel that the country really needs it. And he honestly felt, and we all agreed with him, a lot of us agreed with him, that it was time for us to have somebody in there that cared about America. And I don't want to be, I'm not a politician. I'm not going to speak good grammar. I'm going to say how I feel. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. And I'm going to tell the truth 100% of the time. And so that don't bode well in politics nowadays. But I tell you what, if it gets to the point where I literally feel like if I was in the Senate, I could make a difference. If I was in Congress, I could make a difference. If I was the president of the United States of America, I could honestly make a difference that I feel like nobody else will, given that same position. giving the unique thoughts that I have and the common sense that I bring to the table. If that occurs and it's a necessity for me to do that, then I may give up this and try to run for a position that can make this country better. Outside of that, I don't want the money. I don't want the fame. I don't want the drama. It will literally have to be that I feel like that it is absolutely necessary for me to do this to make generations after me better. Because I know I probably won't affect my generation. We're going to be dead and gone before some of that stuff actually comes to fruition. But after me, for my kids' kids, I'll do it for that. I'll sacrifice for that. I think that's it. Unless somebody got one more question, I think we're going to bounce. I really love, maybe one day we'll do just question and answer. Maybe one day on my own, outside of the show, I'll do a question and answer for you guys. I may do it later today or something like that. I'll just post a live video so you guys can just ask me anything. I'm talking about anything. But you have to hashtag it and do what I told you to do. So I know it's a question and not a comment. I really want you guys to be able to ask me anything. I am not, somebody say, oh man, you a celebrity. I am not a celebrity. I'm a regular person just like you are. God just blessed me and elevated me to a position where I can speak on your behalf. For some of you don't need me to speak on your behalf, but some of you, you know, some things that I say that you feel like you can't say, or you may not be able to articulate that way, or you don't want to ruffle feathers. You know, family members will throw you out of the house if you say what I say, and I say it for you. But I'm not a celebrity. I'm just like you. I'm just like anybody else. I got a gift just like you got a gift. And I really want people to realize that I'm no better than you are. We're all on the same thing. I'm just over here and you over here. Or we here and here. I'm not up here and you down here. That's not the way I look at life. We all have a mission under God. We all have a purpose in God. Just find your purpose and run with it. Don't let people tell you you shouldn't leave the police department because it's this and it's that. Do what God put in your heart. But I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta say a prayer. I'm gonna be real quick because we gotta go. And if this is the only prayer you get for the whole day, then you probably need to change it up a little bit. You might want to pray on your own at night if you want a longer one. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the t-shirts. That was really exciting for me. I hope that you make the 300. And I forgot to say it, but when you look at the campaign, it only lasts through, I think, Monday is when it expires. So please get it before Monday when it's called a campaign when the campaign expires. So let's join me in prayer. If you're driving or something, keep your eyes open, please. Don't crash on me. Lord, we come to you to say thank you for waking us up this morning, giving us another day, fresh air for us to breathe and to be free. And God, I want to thank you for this because I think that we forget this sometimes. If anybody's watching this show right now, I don't care if you're watching on somebody's cell phone, you're watching it. I don't care where you're watching it. Understand that you're privileged. And I thank God that we have that privilege. And I thank you, God, for that because you've been invaluable in our lives in helping us live in a country that is free, a country that can give us the opportunity to spread thoughts, to spread the gospel. And I thank you for that, God. I thank you for the show. I thank you for the shirts. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do that for all of these people and for us to join in a group and have a mission moving forward. I pray, God, that you continue to keep us humble. I pray, God, that you allow us to be forgiving of other people first. And God, I pray that you forgive us for our trespass and our transgressions. Open our understanding so that we can see things clearly and so we are not biased. It is easy for us to get biased, God, and I know that. And I'm praying that you intervene supernaturally for us, that we don't become a people who are biased and only can see one side, but a people that can see both sides. I pray, God, that you bless us to be as loving and as kind as you are, displaying your love to other people, which is the ultimate way to witness, which is the ultimate way to win souls, which is the ultimate way to communicate is through love. And I pray that you bestow that on us and you help us to be better in that. Obviously, we will never be perfect, but we can also be better. And I thank you, God, for that. We praise you for all of those things. We pray that you bless this show to be as great as you would like it to be. We believe, me and Echo believe that you want this show to be a grand show, a great show that reached the entire world. The masses can hear truth and revelation, whether it be God or whether it be politics or whether it be just things that people are dealing with in society. So God, we pray that you bless us to do that. We pray that you bless everybody that contributes to the show. that you bless them, the ones who donate, that buy the shirts, that buy the book, that do everything else that's related to that. The people who share the videos, the people who are watching right now, God, I pray that you bless them immensely, not just with finances, but with the things that they need, whether it be in the mind, whether it be physical blessings, whether it be physical healings, whether it be financial blessings, whether it be mending relationships between them and other people, whether it be their family members, whatever the case may be, whether it be stresses from the holiday season, God, I pray that you bless all of those people under the sound of my voice. I pray all these things in the name of Jesus. Amen. You know, when I pray, man, like, I don't even know where this mic is at. I hope when people watch me, they'll hit my teeth on the mic. I'm like, and God said, and then I'm over here and I'm thinking the mic in front of me. I'm over here like this. Appreciate y'all. Man, we love y'all. We really do, man. We love y'all. We love y'all. We really do. And I think that y'all love us back. And at the end of the day, and I know I blocked Phil yesterday because Phil, when I went back and reviewed all of his comments, he didn't even know he didn't even name me. He was just saying host. You could tell the man is just trolling. I still love you. Sean King, although I despise what you do, personally, but as a person, I still love you. And I'll say this and I'm going to leave here. You got to separate the person from the action. People can always change. Separate the person from the action. I don't like what you do, but I still love you. Because if people would have thrown me away because of how I acted before I got saved, what a tragedy. What a tragedy it would have been. Because God changed me, and now I think I'm more of a productive person than I was in the past. So thank you guys. We'll see you guys later. Hold the phone.
Thank you to Jed over on YouTube. I see that you donated to us. We just really appreciate that support. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Jed. You are the man.
Merry little Christmas. Up, 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 up. We go, we go, we go, we go, we up, 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 up. We go, we go, we go, we go, we go, we it's a bit alive. It's a bit alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.